questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch along, still the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Is bro muted again?
I guess we could say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. There we go.
You know what it is, because I know sometimes my laptop lags, innit? So it says it had the mute button, so it's still there. It says I'm muted, so I didn't want to start talking, and I'm thinking this is taking a bit too long. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, listen, we are going to talk literally about the state of our club. I mean, obviously there has been things going on over the last couple of years that may have been the starting point, but this year there just seems to be negative news after negative news after negative news, and it's from whether it's the board members not agreeing to Roy's constant comments. I don't get it. So we're going to talk about it. Obviously, as you know, Palace Twitter is a very entertaining place. And there's obviously a massive threshold of different opinions. Some are still back in Parish. Some feel Textor's doing more. Some want Textor out. Some want Parish out. It's all over the place. But the one thing we can say is, listen, you're entitled to your own opinion. You know, that's the one thing you're definitely entitled to. JC, looks like you're nice and warm there.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm repping the merch because it's cold again, so the beanie hat's back again. Don't worry, you will be seeing this in the fan cams and the vlog. Do not worry. Yeah, man. I feel like it's just people need to vent a bit more, man. Like we had a little bit of a venting session after Luton, but it just seems that things are getting worse and worse. Like I'm even hearing things today that Rob Holding's out for a month as well, and I'm thinking,
ow!
It just gets worse and worse as the days go on, doesn't it? And you're thinking, oh, this is probably the time where him and Richards might actually start getting a little bit of game time, you know, because we're playing 3 games in a week from now on. But no, he's injured as well now. But don't worry, guys. Tompkins is okay, so he's going to start over Richards now. And the concerning thing is, I don't think I'm wrong with that statement. Yeah, things just keep getting worse. I think Roy just keeps digging himself deeper. It's just a lot to talk about.
We're going to have to start calling him the Undertaker.
If you have a look at the thumbnail, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Nicky, how's it going?
I'm doing all right. I'm a lot warmer than I was earlier today. I was at Sutton Stadium watching their FA Cup game against Horsham, and that was cold as I felt like I was at the North Pole. But I tell you what, I had a better time watching Sutton than I've had watching Palace recently. So that was nice. A Saturday football game in which I saw a team I like win. I forgot what that felt like, but yeah. Well, otherwise than that, all good. Other than this state of emergency that we're in.
It does generally feel like an emergency. I am actually happy that the chairman is here as well this evening, because obviously he would have gone through so much more other issues back in the day. So it might actually bring a bit of balance to this, and maybe some of us might be overreacting. We don't know, but it is obviously good to have that opinion as well, even though he's still 25 years old.
Cheers, Rich. I was going to say is that I didn't know Nippon made laptops, but
he makes my server. That's what he's done.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I've been through two administrations, isn't it? And countless relegations, including a double relegation back in the 70s. Went from the first division to the third division in one fell swoop. So I don't think nothing can beat that, probably. So yeah.
Boy, this is it. Well, listen, guys. You know what? First things first. Chuck in the comments any discussion points, and we will try our best to get through them because it may not be something that we've actually thought about ourselves. So please chuck in the comments any discussion points you may have that you want us to talk about regarding this, whether it's through question form or just the discussion point itself. I think we should start with the first one.
The cursed words. Those
Wonderful words, weren't they?
Those 6 words. Oh,
Bro even done the mic drop as well with it as well. That's the worst thing about it.
I think you've got to take this into context, though, isn't it? Because he said this at the last game of last season after we sacked Patrick Vieira, brought Roy back, and he was fantastic. We won something like 7 out of the last 10 games, didn't we? And everybody was on a high, weren't they?
Yeah.
But now we've gone back to the negative, boring, low block, park the bus type tactics again, isn't it? So,
yeah. I mean, I've been saying recently, I guess take us to the next level is from one stand to having a double main stand. That's literally the only level he's referring to at this rate.
Well, he didn't say what the next level was. It could be like we're here and that could be the next level, the championship. But you never know.
I think going off of what you just said, I think that's more aimed. I think Steve was talking to you because obviously you've gone from Lower Holmesdale to Upper Holmesdale for your season ticket. So he was actually talking purely just to you on that one.
talking to Rich directly.
Yeah, you could also be saying that he's got dreads now, so he's going from his current club to Crystal Palace. Like you don't
exactly. Steve Parish is talking directly to you, Rich.
We need a forward.
Yeah.
What number would you wear?
And he's injury prone, so it's perfect.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're trying to say
the criteria.
Give him
which is the Andre Nana of Palace, isn't it?
Chairman, if I must say, I do know how to handle my balls. All right.
Oh!
I should hope so.
Pause.
Look, JC, you said something key here.
About the dreads, yeah.
Or was it? I'm sorry, I think it might be Chairman say. Just the fact that we were on such. It was the Chairman say. We were such a high at the end of last season. You know, Ray came in and listen. No one's discrediting the job that Ray did. However, I'm sure everyone was still thinking we're gonna get someone else surely. But he didn't, and we thought, okay, he's got us playing free flowing football again. We just need to be able to just back that up to be able to push on. What is actually Steve Parish's next level? Because obviously, since the season started, he's had the interview with, I think it was Gary Neville, and he was talking about obviously the academy and obviously the stand. He was talking about Harris and Blitzer doing a fantastic job. I'm thinking, what do they actually do? What does the next level generally look like to Steve Parish? Because I have no idea.
It's a good question. I would say he would like us perhaps finishing in the top half of the table. I'm not going to necessarily think he immediately wants, to follow the examples of Aston Villa, of, dare I say, Brighton and West Ham, and that's, in European competitions. I think he wants to see us just push a bit more, be up there with the likes in and around the top half of the table, but not, just showing a bit of desire. But I think a lot of people took his words out of context and just said, "Oh no, everyone he thinks we should be in Europe," which I don't necessarily think he meant that. So I think it's just top half finishes, maybe showing more urgency in a cup run like we did Vieira's first season, finding ourselves at Wembley again in the semi-finals, challenging for League Cup or even FA Cup, doing something out of the regular. Let's finish just above the bottom half of the table and rinse, repeat.
The problem
Very
with that though, Nikki. Oh, go on, Sean.
No, I was just going to say that I think you're right. I think it was on a high last year, but I think it's very mixed messages because when you tell someone or you tell the crowd we're going to take this next level, people assume, yeah, we're going to finish top 10, and he's going to put some more investment in there. But I don't see how you can take us next level if you're not actually going to put the investment in there. I mean, to be honest with you, I know we spent 40 million quid this year, but our team's no better, is it? We've bought two players. I'm not using either of them, and the only guy that we're using is a free transfer. So, it's all very mixed messages, isn't it? Yeah, we are going to go to the next level, but I ain't going to put no more money into it. Look what happened which I know it was Texas money, but when we invested, that sort of 15 million, we got Egway, got Anderson, got Elise. We finished 11th and got to a cup final, a cup semi-final. Successful season, really, wasn't it?
It was a brilliant season.
I think you say that we've spent our £40 million, but I think the issue is where we've spent it. Because I don't think there was any need for a goalkeeper.
No.
Yeah.
Because we got Johnstone for free. We had Gaeta, but he was on his way out anyway, so we needed a new goalkeeper. But we've done pretty well with goalkeepers for low money, like Hennessy, low money, Butland for free as well. So I don't think there was any need to go out and spend that £20 million on a goalkeeper. If we're going to spend £20 million, improve the right back, give Mitchell some help, get another striker. I don't think that França for £20 million is a bad thing. Granted that right now he's pretty not what everyone expected. I think everyone expects £20 million in a Crystal Palace team. He's definitely going to start straight away. But that comes with a caveat. We know he's not good enough right now. I wouldn't say not good enough. I just think he needs a bit more experience. Just needs to bulk up a little bit more because when he's come on, he looks pretty good. But he is a luxury player. And I think that's one thing that people need to know. He's a luxury player for the future. We've not bought him to come in and play now. We've bought him so we can see what he does in 2 or 3 years. That's what França is. But people probably misunderstanding that and saying, we spent £20 million on this guy. As Crystal Palace, he needs to play. But I think it just makes it look worse that how Roy is treating him. And I think with what Roy said about him and the lack of game time, and I'd probably say his lack of confidence because of what Roy has said is probably showing through into his youth games. Because when he's played in the under-21s and the under-23s, I think he's not got any confidence because of what Roy has said. And I don't know about you, but he hasn't really stood out in the under-23s, the under-21s for me. And I reckon it's just a complete loss of confidence. Like, he's going to be a great player. He's a guy you need to give confidence to. You can't go into a press conference and say, Ahmad is crap, France's crap, da-da-da. But I know we're going to talk about Roy a bit more later, but the thing about France is he's not for now, he's for future. But it's making this window look even worse because of how much we've spent on players that we're not going to see the benefit of now. Whereas in every other window, we've bought someone and they're instantly starting. Like we bought Sacco, instantly starts. Luca, instantly starts. That's what we're used to. But this is probably the first time ever that we've ever bought someone for the future.
I think also is the fact that we didn't reinforce the left winger position. So obviously, Wilf's gone. We've lost
losing our best player of all time and not even buying a positional replacement. Not someone that's as good as him. Someone that plays the same position. We lost our best player of all time and we've done nothing about it. We've literally said, you can hold that down. Ayu's great. He ain't no Zaha though.
I mean, thinking that obviously during the window, I think when did we lose Elise? Because he was in a France international.
It was just after the season finished.
Just after the season finished. So obviously he's come off a great season. We've then got into this window knowing we've got no Elise. We've got Ayew and Schlupp. That alone, any Premier League team going into that window thinking we've lost our best, wonder kid for a reasonable amount of time, and we've lost our greatest player of all time. Like he's now left the club. What are we doing to reinforce this? we do nothing. We bring in a goalkeeper, a centre back, and França. We bring in Holding, Henderson, and França, and
Lerma.
Thank you. I forgot about Lerma. So out of those transfers, Lerma has been the breath of fresh air in the midfield that is working so very, very well, and credit to him. França, as JC said, has highlighted that he is a player for the future. Holding is one appearance, and now he's added to this damned crisis that we find ourselves in yet again. And Henderson's leg blew up on his first match.
Well, apparently he's going to be ready for January, but if we're rushing him back, it's just going to happen again.
Well, I don't think we need to rush him back. Johnston proved himself, to be just brilliant in goal. He's our number one. Arguably, maybe he should be England's number one, but that's
I don't think he's England.
That's an argument for another time.
After his recent form, I don't think he's England number one.
Yeah. Do you know how crazy it is?
It's just
funny
that
enough,
miscommunication.
I was just messaging Patrick just before the stream, and obviously he's got 5 clean sheets, which obviously joint top, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we've conceded 14 in the last 6, which is crazy.
It's not a good look.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
I think if you see him as a shot stopper, he's a good goalkeeper, but I think that I know that Luton goal, I know it was Anderson's fault, but Johnson's got to say something at least. Like, for me, it's still Anderson's fault, but I think they're still both at fault for not communicating with each other, because that's happened a few times. Like that same situation's happened, and none of them have said anything. And I think that that was probably one of Butland's only good things. That he'd scream for the ball, you'd hear him. But we've always had quiet goalkeepers. I don't think Speroni was very vocal. Wayno, I'd never heard him in my life. Gaeta, I'm sure he was just a silent goalkeeper, no? But it is what it is, man.
Yes. JC, run us through some comments. There'll be some good ones, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We got Pat back again. We got Chairman.
Nate's brother.
That's all I am now. I've made more appearances in my month off. I've made more appearances than he has, and I'm just his brother. Do you know what?
Rap battle.
No. Stop trying to push this on me, yeah?
Rich, we can't overdo the rap battles. We can't overdo them. Or they're going to lose. They're going to lose everything. Big up Patrick, all the way from the UK. He's not in America anymore. Louis Tidy, we are such a joke. Would you say that we are probably the worst run club in the whole Premier League now?
I mean,
no, but we're not far short of it.
Bear in mind the stupidness that we've just pulled with this stand, that we're now 45 million short again. I reckon we're up there. We are.
I think Everton are.
In terms of day-to-day running, yeah, I agree with Chairman. We're up there. We're not the worst run.
No,
but
I would probably throw Forest in that as well. Actually, I mean, you can't be buying 40 players a season, can you? You know, I mean, at some point, FFP is going to catch up with them, isn't it? Massively.
They lost again today, didn't they? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, shocking game it was.
Yeah, I reckon we're about. I reckon you're going to toss a coin tonight, and you're going to see either Cooper or Higginbottom goes to within.
Higginbottom will go tonight. Not tonight, but he'll go.
He'll go by weekend's end.
I don't think he'll sack Cooper, because how could he give someone about £200 or £300 million to spend and then sack him? It seems ridiculous, isn't it? But they're in a good position for it, because the 3 at the bottom are absolutely awful, aren't they?
Yeah.
And also, they've got some good players. I think the players are good enough to get them out of it. And they've got some really good players. Like that Murillo is, even though they lost today, he still looked like one of their best players. And that's
enough points at home.
They lost. Oh, yeah. They're good at home.
Yeah, they'll get enough points. They'll beat us at home, won't they? You know it.
Is there going to be a stream for the FA Cup draw or even a West Ham watch along? I think the draw's at 1, so I'll be at the stadium. I'll be like on my way to
5
the
to 1,
stadium.
yeah.
Oh,
so,
9 will be at
tomorrow.
MMA.
Yeah. Well, it's on ITV at 12:55, the third round draw, yeah.
and then Rich is doing a watch along on West
Damn.
Ham.
I'm going to be.
No. Jace is going to the game.
Well, yeah. Unless you guys can pull through on a watch along, I'll be doing a vlog. But
it's on Sky.
If anyone's able to start it, I'll be there a little bit late. We'll see.
Louis Tidy here says if França can't play, if France don't play tomorrow as Eze is out, it's the perfect time to play him. Yet we'll play Hughes in the 10.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
is not a França game.
No.
This is not a França game whatsoever. If you see how West Ham play, and they play very anti-football, very progressive, very strong, France is going to get bullied. And it's just not going to be a good day for him.
Which is something to be said considering David Moyes is their manager. That's progressive football and David Moyes. I never thought I'd hear that.
I mean, it's progressive in the sense of you pump it forwards, but that's about it. Like the chairman, I've seen everything from my first manager, but to now, this club stinks from the ownership to the manager because we've missed an opportunity.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, in all the years, Palace have missed opportunities from year, and I'm going back now to 1990. We finished third, and it was the same problem there. We had a fantastic team. We just needed a couple of fullbacks. We'd have pushed Europe comfortably, but we didn't. We didn't buy a fullback, and we just sold everybody else. And all of a sudden, a year later, we get relegated again. So we are brilliant at missing opportunities. Again, under Vieira, finishing what was it 11th, getting cup semi-final, another opportunity, a bit of investment. You push forward again, but we didn't. We got slightly worse. We start slipping down again, isn't it? So we don't take opportunities. We never have done.
We don't do ourselves any favours.
I think if we speak about opportunities, I think in this most recent in the Premier League run that we've had since 2013, to play that what if game. What if we kept this manager? What if we won this game? What if we weren't screwed in the FA Cup final? It's very, very interesting, all those what ifs and never were's and could have beens. And I think Parish was banking on those what ifs and those could have beens. Because obviously that would have taken the club to a whole other level at the time. And I think he's relying on other people now because he as JC said earlier, he can't always be the man who puts in all the money.
No,
he cannot physically bankroll the club. He never could. He's obviously the face of the club, being the chairman.
Oh, sorry.
But I think he should have. I think really he should have really sold the club. He should have sold the club a long, long time ago.
Just want to buy it.
In his thing for with Gary Lineker, he said that he bought the club to save it and then to sell it. That's what his intentions were with the club. He didn't want to keep it. He just bought it so it didn't disappear because he's a fan. And now look at him in a position where you can only keep going in the Premier League. Either one, if you get extremely lucky with players, or two, if you just have an endless wallet and just buy everyone in sight. And that, to me, that seems like the only two ways of doing it, really. And he hasn't got the money to do it, so he's looked elsewhere. He's found Harrison Blitzer, and you look at their portfolio and you're thinking, oh, wow, look at the money they've got. If they're interested, and they probably put it in there, so in the interview saying, oh yeah, we're going to help the club do this, we're going to do this, we're going to get Europe in the next 10 years, we're going to do this project, that project. Sounds so good. He's probably thinking, oh, they've got this kind of money, they can bring it to the club, it's going to be amazing. I'm sure when they came in, I think we bought Benteke that season, like £30 million for us on strike. We're like, wow, we're doing something now. But that's it. That's the only thing I can recall that they've ever done. And then Textor come in, cleared our debt, thank you Textor, and then gave us £70 million to do a madness. And now guess what again? Nothing from him.
We're segueing so nicely, at the moment.
Well,
That was nice.
the thing is, these guys need to get over their beef, man. The fact that Parish has voted against having a multi-club model, where we've got Leon, Fogo, Molenbeek, and potentially he's going to buy a Portuguese club as well.
Yeah.
So that is France, which is one of the best places in the world for young talent. Brazil, one of the best places in the world for young talent. And Portugal, one of the best places in the world for young talent. And Belgium, probably the best place for young players to go and get experience. And you're voting against that. What?
All of which could funnel into the most watched
if we all work
league in the
together,
world.
our players go there, their players come here, everyone will succeed. Molenbeek's already got promoted. They're going to stay up. Just because we're loaning our players to them.
But that's it, isn't it?
Leon are profiting because Fogo players are going there. Jeffinho's killing it right now. But guess what? Apparently, we don't think he's good enough to replace Zaha. But I think he's their second top scorer. What? He scored 3 goals in the Champions League.
You've got to say also about you go back through his portfolio. Molenbeek are only where they are because they're borrowing players for all the other clubs. Botafogo is single-handedly blown the league, haven't they? Leon are bottom. He is now chairman, and they're in a right old mess they are. And we're struggling as well. So you might have 4 clubs, but the 3 big ones are not doing very well, are they? So
and that's where the flip side of it comes, isn't it? I think that the Fogo one is unlucky because their manager literally got bought out by Saudi.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that is very harsh to judge them on because to come in with a completely different manager and then try and keep the league, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I say it's a really tall order. So I'd say that is a bit. I wouldn't say give Textor leeway there, but you can see why it's happened. But the Leon one is a bit mad. They've sold their best players and they didn't buy anyone.
Yeah.
Similar to what club? Crystal Palace.
But their previous owner was doing that. He was like literally in debt. You know.
And who they said? They said Barcola to PSG.
Yeah.
They let Awar go for free
Mm-hmm.
to Roma.
Roma, yeah.
And I think that they let Dembele go for free to Saudi. And you're thinking, hold on, those are 3 really good players that would like do a madness in the French league, but they're all gone, and you've got no money to save for it. Apart from Barcola, which I thought was 30 million-ish.
I think Tifo Football did a very interesting video on them on their YouTube, and it was quite interesting to learn about their leadership and their setup and everything. And JC's points are absolutely spot on. Like, you've got the club that is, one of the most well-known clubs in Ligue 1, and they're not really pushing right now.
Jacob Bryan got a brace today.
Yeah, he did. He
scored
scored 3
really?
goals. He scored 3. He's scored 3 goals in his last 3 starts for Leon, right?
He's killing it right
Yeah.
now. He's
As
killing
a centre back. And guess what? We sold him for £1 million.
Our outgoings are shocking.
But guess what, guys? It's okay. We've got a 15% sell-on clause. Are you mad? If we kept him, we wouldn't have had to buy Holding. And guess what? Holding's injured. Bro is killing it.
Just a quick question. Obviously, it says it Parish versus Textor. Now, we all know Textor's last great window. He may have had a few other windows where he's been good. But that first window under Vieira, incredible.
Mm.
The question is, when was Parish's last good window?
I would say it's Big Sam's January.
yeah, bang on.
And was that 2017?
What was it?
Yeah, whatever it was, yeah.
It was, what was it? It was Sacco on loan, Schlapp, Van Arnold, Luca.
That was it.
Yeah, that was a great window. That saved us. That kept us up that year.
I will go online and I'll have a look at all our transfer.
Mind you, to a lesser degree, Pulis's January was very good as well, wasn't it? Scott Dan, Joe Ledley, Tom Ince, Marianne Chamak.
Damn.
He did nothing, but I mean that saved us from getting relegated, didn't it? Under Pulis. But yeah, for money wise, that £40 million we spent in January was probably the biggest we ever spent in January, isn't it? Under Allardyce.
Yeah, because that saved us. The two left backs, when it happened, we were all sitting there going, "What on earth have we done?" We've got three left backs. We've got Pap Soiree, Van Arnold, and Schlupp. What are we doing? But it worked. Luca was a revelation when he came in. Loved a red card though, didn't he?
But it says a lot though. If we're looking back at around 2017 for Parish's last successful window, Textor's obviously come in, gave us a good window.
And I'm sure that even in that January, we missed out narrowly on like Czech Tucson as well, didn't we? Because even though we had Benteke killing it, we still wanted another striker.
Went to Everton, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then, all right. So let's just say since Textor's come in, he had the first window with under Vieira. We then wanted to strengthen in January and didn't.
No.
Then the summer.
Did we even do anything that January?
I don't think we did. And then
and the Parish that is that
the first Vieira. Season.
Oh, first Vieira.
Then the summer of that window, we only got Richards and I'm sure there's only two signings that year.
I think it was Johnstone, you know.
Yeah, probably was. And then that's the January for that was then Lokonga and Hamadan. That was our deadline day. And that is all we did.
Oh, and Luke Plange. Don't forget about Luke Plange.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Oh, that means Malcolm was part of that then as well. Then.
And Jacob Montez. Where's he? Oh, he's at Molenbeek, of course.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy how for an owner to say, "Listen, I don't want to be doing this multi-club model." Cool.
Yeah, we didn't make a single transfer in the January of Vieira.
Check as well. Forgot check. So he doesn't want the multi-club model. He doesn't want to put his hands in his pocket, but then we're losing some of our players to the multi-club model for peanuts. Like,
with a sell-on clause.
I think the stupid thing about it is that out of his multi-club model, probably Botafogo and Leon are probably bigger than us. But financially, he must get more out of Palace than all the others put together because of the money in the Premiership. So really and truly, if Palace if he doesn't invest in Palace, and hope it never happens, but if we had to go down, the amount of money he would lose in the multi-club model by Palace dropping down, I mean, I don't know what. I know that in French football there is nothing. The TV deal collapsed. I'm talking about the radio this morning. Completely collapsed on the TV deal. So there is no TV deal. Obviously in Brazil there's not much TV deal. That's right. So where is the money? It's coming from the Premiership money, isn't it? TV money. I just hope that we're not using our money to prop up these other teams, which is why we're not spending money ourselves.
But I guess it could also be a fact that, like, obviously Textor wants more say, which is not going to happen. And so he's probably just thought, all right, cool. Good luck. So, because
there was talk of him like throwing it all away and going to Chelsea not long ago.
Yeah, he's come out and said he loves the club. And I'm not saying this because obviously we've spoken to him personally, but he genuinely, there's always a feeling that he does love the club. But he felt like that interview,
he's been pushed away.
With that leg, he felt like he regretted his decision, which is like, whoa, So he probably obviously saw an investment in there. Whatever his intentions were, that would be another thing. But you got a London club who, realistically, like, we're not in that space where we're going to be competing for anything. So how great would it look on someone's CV if they were the owner to come in and push Palace from a 12th to 14th team to potential Europe?
It's a brilliant point that I was going to make myself. You look at all the London clubs that are in the Premier League, all of them well-established outfits, ran marginally, I guess you could say, if you're going to include Chelsea successfully. What is it like? Especially with Palace, we have the biggest catchment area in youth recruitment. We are completely separated from other teams in the Premier League. We do not share South London with another Premier League team. I guess you could say closest being Fulham to the left, West Ham to the right. Maybe if you want to throw Brentford in there, but Fulham and West Ham. Let's take those two as examples. Fulham are
And
probably
we got a Cat One Academy now.
Yeah, Fulham probably resemble us the most, I guess, because stadium hasn't been. Their stadium is currently undergoing upgrades, whereas other clubs, your Arsenal, your Chelsea, your Tottenham, your Spurs, brand new stadiums within the last decade and a half, or plans to renovate their stadiums. We are the most attractive prospect to regenerate a club. So it's balmy thinking that these two men are fighting over control, when really the aim should be obviously to see this club grow from what it was in 2013 when we came up to what it is now 10 years later in 2023. But we're at the tail end of 2023, and our biggest achievement is, and rather grandly, is the academy. I think that is fantastic. But the question is, what about the ground itself? What about Selhurst Park itself? It's barely standing. Barely. I think, and I don't say this in light of it, but I think the best additions we've made so far was the Zaha and the Maxi Jazz-Walls. That's it.
Let me ask you a lot of question then. Obviously, the new stand is going to cost £50 million more than was originally budgeted, obviously because we left it so long. But do you think they should postpone the stand and maybe invest £40-50 million into the team?
Yes.
Well, I would always say that if we get relegated, that new stand's going to look really good in the Championship. So what is the point if we go down, really? Surely the first port of call is be good on the pitch and then think about everything else.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Look at Everton.
For example, granted, having that Cat 1 Academy is incredible for us, and it'll do so much for us. But I feel like the owners are putting too much emphasis on the academy than the first team right now. I feel like they're spending more money on them still, even though they've already got their academy. I feel like that's been made, that's been built. Let them do their thing. Now focus on the first team. I still feel like the full ownership's on the academy. The only thing that everyone talks about is the academy. It's been built for 3 years now. You can't keep talking about it. Wan-Bissaka left, 4 years ago now? 5 years? We can't keep talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka's money has saved us. It's 5 years in the future now.
It's not about building the academy.
We can't use it as a scapegoat. Yeah, I know.
What it's producing.
It'll produce in the future, but
exactly, yeah.
But we need now. That's our problem.
No, but at the same time,
they keep using that as a scapegoat. I can tell.
Yeah,
but
the problem with it
today.
The problem with it as well is that you're saying that it's producing for the future. The future won't be much of an outlier or input financially if we're not actually using these players. We can't just say, "Oh, look at our academy! It's fantastic," and then they're all going to go for 250k.
And then that's where I feel like that's why I feel like this manager is probably stunting the youth academy growth.
And
we have to be starting them in the first team, and that will get their value up.
And obviously, the comments who've highlighted. I mean, look at what the academy. Look at what the under-23s did today. They beat Man City. They beat the Man City. Sorry, I think it might be under-21s, but
yeah,
the under-21s beat the under-21s of Man City today. That's no big feat considering when you see the setup of Man City's academy. It is incredible.
I think, don't quote me on these. Oh yeah, here we go. In the last 3 games in Premier League 2, the under-21s have beaten Man City 3-0, they smashed Leeds 7-1, and then they beat West Brom 3-0. They've only conceded 1 goal in 3 games and scored 13. And you're telling me none of these guys are ready to even sit on the bench for the first team? Even get 5 minutes in the first team?
Especially with the injuries.
Especially the injury. Now, for example, I wouldn't say that I will start Ozo instead of Decore. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm saying probably still start Hughes there. But put Ozo on the bench, at least.
Yes. Yeah.
Give him like 10, 15 minutes here there, you know.
But someone remind me. Sorry, Rich.
No, go on.
Remind me, who's our second goalkeeper? I can't remember his name. I genuinely can't.
It's Whitworth now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why is it not Whitworth? Why was it not Whitworth in the first place?
Oh, Remy Matthews. I forgot.
There we go. There we go. There is a pub quiz question for you. In the 2023-24 season, who was Crystal Palace's second goalkeeper? You're going to have so many people go, Julian Speroni? So we should have Whitworth on the bench as our second goalkeeper. It'd be absolutely fantastic. You know, even if he doesn't get games, even if he just plays cup games, put him in. What have we got to lose? You know?
I mean, what I was going to say is, listen, granted, obviously, we would like more investment into the actual playing stuff, which is, I'm sure that's unanimous. The one thing we'll say about the newsstand, it will generate income. It will definitely generate income. And that income, of course. Once again, will hopefully be able to be used on the playing stuff. The issue that we have though at the moment is that stand's not going to be completed until, is it 2027, they were saying?
If it starts next year, 2027.
So we've got to now navigate 3 years. We've got to navigate 3 years of probably low expenditure, and just hoping that other teams don't surpass us, which unfortunately has been happening since we've been in the Prem. Teams have been coming up from the Championship, spending a bit more than us and surpassing us. You know, so it's going to be a toughie.
It brings me to a point there of like another what if, like I was saying earlier. What if Palace had moved back to the NSE? That was Parish's original plan.
It wouldn't have happened because Bromley Council did not want us back there. Basically, they didn't want the traffic. That's why you rarely get concerts saying things like that, because they don't want the aggravation. They want the glory of having a team there, but Bromley Council will always put a block on it, like Croydon Council did it under Nodes, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Just be very selective with the comments. I'll let Neil finish off first. But there's a lot of comments that we've obviously just flying back on.
No, I was going to say about that.
Ali's one is crazy.
That's a good one. It's a funny one.
What, this one, yeah?
No,
next one.
No, it's his latest one.
All right. Sean here says Taylor looks good.
Taylor looks fantastic, yeah.
It looks like Imre looks like a good right back. Attackingly, yes. Defensively, no.
Defensively, he's shaky.
He's put your heart in your hand. Look down. You trust Textor. Goal vibes for me. I don't know, man. I think that's a good idea, but because Nate is in another country, it's just not going to work. Parish will be loving Forest losing. We need to stand for long-term income.
Yeah, agreed.
Need to stand important for FFP and income, meaning you can spend more in the transfer windows. Spurs built a whole new stadium quicker than we could build a single stand.
But did you see that Fulham stand? That's not even open yet, is it? It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yep.
That's been like about 2-3 years, and still like I know they're charging £100 a ticket.
It's crazy, isn't
it? It's still not open yet, is it?
What gets built first, Everton's Bramley Dock Stadium or the main stand?
It is. It's open next year, isn't it? Oh,
yeah, their new stadium's nearly done.
Yeah.
And finally, having a great academy of Roy as a manager is like the cheeky girls being in charge of the Brits.
Brilliant
Fair
comment.
play.
Brilliant.
Fair play.
Well done, Ali.
Okay.
I've just seen on the tweet that Rich has done for this stream, or where this is streaming on Twitter, and someone here said called MMTV Unsigned. Obviously, I'm not sure if any of this is true because it's just a Twitter comment, but it says here, according to sources, I don't know what kind of source it is. It might be his source might be "Trust me, bro," but we're going to talk about it anyway. It says Hodgson did not approve of the sign of França, who is an inexperienced player, and who is for who isn't who. Let me start again. I can't read properly today. Hodgson did not approve of the signing of França. He would rather a experienced player rather than a young prospect. Could this be a similar situation as he did not approve of the signing of Max Meyer all those years ago?
Very possible.
Well, the signing of Max Meyer was quite interesting in that this was supposed to be the next big thing coming out of Schalke. If just the relationship between him and the management and the leadership of the club just completely fell apart. He was training all by himself. Obviously, we offered him a lifeline, and he never got game time because Roy is not an attacking manager. Max Meyer was an attacking player. I think if we really look at it, then it's a good point. It's a good comparison to make.
I mean, we've obviously mentioned the stadium anyway, so we've segued nicely again
into Mr. Hodgson.
Into Mr. Hodgson. Now he has said things over the season, which I'm just like,
he's taking him. I don't want to say. Right? No.
Is it
no,
9 a.m.? Is it 9 yet? No, it's
Nearly.
nah.
It's.
Oh wait, do you want to come back to this at 9?
I'll just say this. This is not an age thing, but why is he digging himself a grave early? That's not on.
It is crazy. What, you know, for the sake of JC, I can sense he wants to really
he's ready.
Once it hits 9 p.m., we'll come back to Roy. So let's talk about Punch. Now, obviously, he was on the pitch. Is it on the pitch or on the patch? I can't remember. The podcast, and he was literally just talking about how he was let go of Palace, which sounded crazy. It sounded absolutely bonkers. Now, obviously, at the time, I think it was under Roy as well. He wasn't getting much game time.
So what? Yeah, what happened? Well, this is how I saw it. He said, "Oh yeah, under Roy, you know, when he first came in, I wasn't playing at all. I was on the bench, but I was never getting any game time. I was training, but he said, yeah, you're playing well, you're training well, you're going to get some game time, but that never happened." And then he said that he got a loan offer from Huddersfield and said he wanted to go. And this starts to sound very familiar. But I think that he handled it better because he was a bit more of an experienced player. So he got a loan offer from Huddersfield. He wanted to go. Hodgson said, no, trust me, stay and I'll play you. But he said no, stood up to him and went anyway, got some game time. I don't think he done very well, but he still got some game time. And then basically he was thrown out of the club and he was let know by the bloody kit man. He wasn't told by Roy. He wasn't told by Parish, who Parish was actually avoiding him after the last game of the season because Parish didn't want to talk to him at all, just wanted to let him go behind closed doors. And this is where it starts to sound very familiar. Who needed to go out on loan at the start of this season? Jez Ratsaki. Hodgson gave him promises that he will play. Guess what? Bro's got 4 appearances in the Premier League, and Bro started once in the cup. Okay, so that's that. So those are 2 lies already, and they're two very good similarities. Exactly the same thing. I reckon that Jez stayed just because he's a young player, and he's going to do what his gaffer thinks is best for him. But because Punchin's older and will stand up to him, he said no, which is probably what Ratsaki should have done. He should have just forced the move and done it anyway. And the other part, where Parish was avoiding him, doesn't that sound very similar to how he sacked Patrick Vieira on the phone? It's not 9 a.m. It's not 9 p.m. I just said like a beep.
10 more minutes, mate. 10 more minutes. Hold on.
I think there's two different things here because I think Puncheon was probably his legs was probably gone by this point. Yeah, and he wasn't a Premiership player. He might be training well, but when he did play he had a really great 6 months, didn't he? When he scored them 7 goals, done really well. But then he apart from a few silly turns, his legs are gone. I don't know why Roy stopped him. It was a stupid idea. He should just let him go and said, thanks for what you done for us. Jez is a different story. Jez should have gone out on loan with the caveat being that if things get wild, we can call you back. Because at least you're getting from game time, isn't it? But it's just sitting him on the bench and they say, and now he's got so badly injured, he ain't going to get a loan this year at all now, is he? And he ain't going to get no game time at Palace.
Yeah, and this is where it goes back to the window. Like, look at how Bournemouth managed to get like a double loan deal done with Leeds. They're like, all right, take Sinisterra and we'll take Anthony from you. We should have done exactly the same things. Like, listen, give us Somerville and take Jez on loan. Just both loan deals. And then and then at the end of the season, they just go back to the respective clubs. And then if we decide to buy Somerville afterwards, then we do so. I
mean, didn't Leicester want Jez Ranzaki this year on loan?
Leicester wanted him and Ipswich. Guess what? The two best teams in that championship.
Yeah. It'd have been.
And where is he? Injured in our Dr. Death Bay. Because it is that it's like that now again, isn't it? For us.
How many beds do you reckon there is in the treatment table? In the treatment room? There's got to be about 25, isn't there?
Not enough.
I reckon now, anytime a player gets injured, Scissors just saying, just put him in the corner. Put him on the floor.
It's like the NHS.
We'll get around to you.
It's a Mayday when you sit on the old corridor for 4 hours because there's no room in it. There's no room in a Conor Wickham treatment bay, is there?
You know what? You know how in Sunday League they've got the magic sponge. Just get bare magic sponge everywhere, man. Everyone will be fine.
Yeah, splash on his leg, that'll be fine.
With a bucket as well.
But going back to this thing, either way, all it says to me, this is what I look at, I see from this. It's a lack of respect. Puncheon was good for us. Yeah, he was our captain too. And you're telling me you can't sit him in the office and say, we're going in a different direction, or thank you for your services. Like, really?
Like, the man who scored the goal to put us in the lead at Wembley. Like, you saw but not even that, the emotion on his face when he scored at Selhurst.
I mean, to be fair, if you remember, go back to the stream you did with the Brazilian bloke, remember?
Pedro.
No, the player. Andre Moritz, that's it. Now, he said he loved the club, but when he said the time that Palace let him go, it was really awful, wasn't it? They offered him a new contract. He didn't sign it. He said, okay, I'll go on holiday. And I come back. He said, yeah, no problems. And then when he came back off holiday, the contract was nowhere to be found. And they said, oh, no, you've gone. We've let you go now. No. And that's a kind of stupidness we do, doesn't it? Looks like they've done the same with Moritz as they've done with Puncheon. And I'm sure there's others. They've just never spoken about it.
That's no point. Because Moritz loved the club as well.
And he said, didn't he? He really feels bitter about the way that he was let go. He was promised a contract in the Premier League, went on holiday, and he was, quite instrumental in us getting there in the first place. Yeah. Not to be given an opportunity. So, a bit crazy, really, isn't it?
So it seems as if we've got form with this. We've got
exactly
a current manager who doesn't trust certain players. Like, he has a set way. We've got an ownership who wouldn't say goodbye to players in an amicable way. And we've also got a massive injury problem. Again, there was a massive injury problem the first time Roy was with us. Under Vieira, apart from Eze having to return, who got injured under Roy, how many injuries did we actually have?
But don't you remember, though, that it was James MacArthur and somebody else went to Parish and said the training is so bad, no one does anything.
Oh, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why there was no injuries, because no one did any training, did they? Just had a wander around, done a cut of keepy uppies and went home again, isn't it? Which is probably why we lost so many games.
And it does seem that if we take Decore and Eze's injuries from the Luton game out of it, a lot of things that seem to happen off the pitch. Holding hasn't got game time, and yet suddenly, he's out for a whole month.
Yeah, Jez was out for a month training.
Like, I don't know what Roy and Ray are doing at the training ground, but it's not working.
Something's going on, isn't it? You see the video. Actually, they don't put no videos out of the training anymore now, do they?
No,
That
they don't.
too. Yeah.
They have.
Because Ray,
They have. Have you seen that? Have you seen that video of Elise and the strikers? We
Oh,
stink.
gosh.
We
That was
stink.
bad.
We reek.
That was
But I don't
It
think
was
that was
bad.
Palace releasing that. I think there was an actual company that went in to do
Oh,
filming
okay.
there, and they released it, but it was so bad.
Oh, it was
Is it
bad.
really?
Everyone
Oh.
missed. Even Elise was dead. Like, it was that bad.
It was
Well, we said
crazy.
it, Jordan, didn't we? We've been to away games, plenty of them. And you know, like when you get there a bit early and the teams come out and warm up and they have like shooting practice, isn't they? And we're sitting there watching it and we're missing every. And we said, how are we going to score a goal if you can't even score in practice?
Well,
Well,
it was like the
everyone's
Schlapp
literally
one.
waiting for
Remember at
Schlapp one
Burnley?
to go over the bar.
That's why they put the net up behind the goal now to protect the people in the homes now, isn't it?
You know what? Yes, you might like. Normally, when they were doing the shooting practice, you're thinking, "Oh, Zaha's going to put it over the net by a long way," but that's just how he is. He just puts his foot through the ball, and that's about it. But
That's a great name for it, you know.
The coming kick, yeah.
But the thing is now it's not just one. It's not Zaha. It's everyone. Edouard's doing it. Mateta's doing it. Mate, I reckon the best finisher in our team now is Ayew, and his finishing is dead.
I know.
Even
Well,
Lerma.
it's actually Anderson.
If I speak, I reckon
You got 3 minutes.
2 minutes,
to go.
yeah, come on.
3
Anderson is probably the best at most things at the club. I reckon he's the best passer at the club. I reckon he's the best crosser at the club. he does things better than when we're doing a corner and he's on the wing and he whips the ball in. That's the best cross of the whole game when he does it.
He's a walking highlight reel. Speaking of, I'm just looking for the jumping way ahead. I'm so looking forward to seeing him and Gahey at Euros together.
Playing against each other.
Yeah,
That's
England drew against Denmark in the Euros, so we get our
Well, he plays right back for Denmark, so
It might overlap.
I mean, to be brutally honest and serious, if we keep playing the way we are, I don't think we'll go down. I really believe that. But if we keep playing the way we are, when we get to the off season, what's going to stop Gray, Anderson, and other players just going, well, like Elise going, well, I'm going to go. I'm not going to stand for this anymore. Oh, they're going to give me 15 million. See you later. What's going to stop them? Nothing, is it?
The only thing that's going to help us is if we secure a good manager. And that's it. That's the only thing that could keep these guys to stay. A good manager. A manager that's got clout. That's it. That's the only thing that can save us, really.
Well, Fonseca's out of contract into the season, isn't he?
Yeah. But
Sign him up on a pre-contract in January, and that will show the players.
he
needs to have a budget which is reasonable to him. That's why he turned us down this year.
They've got to make £50 million available, haven't they? Got to.
Yeah.
I reckon with these kind of managers that we need to keep the players we've got, we need to have 60, 70. We really do. Like, managers are not going to come round for no money anymore. There's Sam Allardyce don't exist anymore.
Chris Richards will probably go for 10. Because
he's being looked at. Edouard is being rumored to be looked at by West Ham.
Oh, that's funny.
Right. Hold on a second. I got a nil before I get. I
was going to say. But to be fair, we are a very reactive club, aren't we? But why don't we be proactive and why don't we go and get him? Sign him up on a pre-contract, and in January, say, look, you're going to take over in May. You're going to have a 60, 70 million pound budget, start looking at players now and see who you want and tip us off and we can get it sorted, isn't it?
No, this is it.
You can start swearing now.
Right. So,
Get the popcorn.
Roy this season has made some crazy comments. Right. It started off so well during the transfer window. It was like, listen, our squad's not big enough. We need to bring players in. And I'm thinking, yes, Roy, tell Parish to sign some players. Then the window closes and he just backtracks. He's attacked the youth. He's told us to curb our expectations. He's recently said, Elise coming back makes no difference. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Statement, isn't it? Shocking statement. I think running from the halfway line and scoring.
You know, he talked when he was obviously slating the youth. He was there talking about the experienced players are the ones that are carrying us. He doesn't change his team. You know, certain players are just like his love child. Anything else he's mentioned? He's had a mare. He's really had a mare this year. I'm done with him. I said it last week. To be tactically outdone by Rob Edwards, I was like, yeah, you're finished. You're finished. Nikki, so...
That's thrown under the bus, isn't it?
No, go on, JC, go on.
Parish and Roy, you're a bitch. Fucking bitch. How are you sacking someone without even like talking to them? You're a bitch. On the phone, bitch. Oh, you're trying to avoid punching your bitch. Same thing with Roy. What is he doing? What's he doing? You're telling me, yeah, that Luton it turned us over just because, at least it doesn't make a difference. He scored the goal of the season on his first start. What the fuck are you talking about, you dickhead? I'm good now.
Jordan, you could be an MP.
I'm fine now.
Okay. So do you reckon that Roy needs a bitch slap? Is what you're saying?
He needs this one and that one.
Sorry.
There's just so much going on. He's holding the smoke. He's calling out everyone, saying, "I need players. This team ain't good enough." Sick. Go on, Roy. Second that window's over, Parish said, "Oh, you're making the club look bad." Roy. Okay, Parish. Okay, mate. The squad you've got is absolutely perfect. Fucking bitch. Stand up for yourself.
We need to have words about your language.
Okay.
Preach.
JC, I get it. That was me without the explicits last week. I was fuming. Honestly, I was absolutely fuming. And I'm still ticked off. Obviously, listen, we've got a massive game tomorrow. I'm not expecting anything from the game because we'll probably be just so negative. The only saving grace is the fact that West Ham are negative too. So if we can get away with a point, I'll be very happy. But go on, Chairman.
I think it's Roy's stubbornness is infuriating, isn't it?
So bad.
I mean, we said it last week. I mean, all right, and we lost to Luton. It happens, isn't it? You know, but when Eze got injured, it was ideal time to chuck Frank in for half an hour, wasn't it? Against a team that's in the bottom three, not too physical, or they'll run a lot, and just not even to think about it and put. Well, I don't know. I can't remember what he done. Now I put Hamada, who's not really ever impressed me at all, I must admit. But why not? You spent 20 million quid on and give him a go. I mean, I'm watching the Newcastle Man United game. Lewis Miley, don't know if you know him, 17 years old. He's been playing in Europe. He's playing against Man United. If he's good enough, they're putting him in there. He's not built like a brick shithouse. But he's a good player, so why not give him a go?
This is it. The stubbornness is the key factor. Because like even someone mentioned in the comments about like I think it's Louis just saying that Francis should be seeing minutes in this game. Like realistically, tomorrow against West Ham, we should see Lerma, Ahamada, and one of Schlupp and Hughes. That's what the midfield three should be. It's going to be Lerma, Hughes, and Schlupp.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
No.
We know it.
Yeah.
You know, because he's not going to roll the dice. He's scared. He's scared. And the funny thing is, because he's not rolling the dice, we look worse.
Yeah.
We actually look worse. How is it that us, as just fans, and I'm not saying like if we were to make this decision, it will be perfect and it'll go well. But how could we, even as fans, be thinking, chuck Anderson on the right just for a game and just see how it goes? If he's playing there for his national side, just see how it goes. Chris Richards is a good centre back. I don't think I recall Chris Richards having a bad game at centre back.
Not centre back. A right back, yeah, definitely.
Right back.
At centre back, he's very good. But that time when he played at left back at Brentford, he was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think whenever he played right back, he weren't good either. But in the middle, when he played with Mark or with Gay, he was cooking.
Same person,
but he can't play out wide right or wide left.
He said Mark or Gay.
Got that wrong. Let him recharge. He had his run. Let him recharge.
I saw red. I've got a migraine now.
Notepad out. 1 hour 0:06 seconds.
I think Richie made a really good point there, actually. I don't think he realised it. But I think the reason why we're on a bad run, and probably the main reason is, apart from Roy's stupidness, is that we're so predictable, aren't we? We can pick the 11 out. So can they. They know. Everyone knows our tactics. Everyone knows. He's too scared to say, let's go 3 at the back. Let's do something different. Let's go 4-4. Just anything, just to throw the opposition off, isn't it? That's all we need to do. As I say, go 3 centre-halves. Why not? Play 5 in the middle, 2 up front. Just do something different. But if you're going to play 3 DMs, how are you going to score a goal? Impossible.
Pat, it will take a lot for me to swear. It's just something I think you should
just do it, Rich. Just get out of the way. Don't go 9 o'clock. Don't go for it.
No, you're right. I tend to stick to my thing. If they offer Roy a new contract, then yeah, you might hear a whole lot.
If we offer Roy a new contract, we need you to do a swearing compilation. Just sit there and swear for like a minute.
I'll do it.
The worst thing is that the experimentation isn't happening, and as we've just said, it's making the club look better. It's making the club look worse. Because I would respect Roy if he just went, do you know what? Let's just try this for a game. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Just try it.
Try something.
There's so much evidence to say that it works. I mean, look at Aaron. If he was forced to throw out because there was nothing else, wasn't it? And what happened? I mean, just watching Newcastle. Newcastle spent 40 million quid 4 or 5 years ago on Joe Linton, who was crap as a forward. Eddie Howe's come in, bunged him in midfield. He's a revelation.
It's
so why not try
how a bit of a one positional change has changed?
Yeah,
Joe Linton is actually decent.
Exactly. In midfield he is. Yeah, so why not? Play 3 at the back, go 5 midfield. I think personally, and I've said this to Jordan plenty of times, I don't think Edouard's a bad player, but he's not an up the front on your own player. He's a 2 up front player. And when we played against Villa, I think this year, wasn't it? No, Wolves, wasn't it? And he brought Mateta on. He played 2 up front. He was sensational, wasn't he? So why not play 2 up front?
Yeah. 4-4-2 again. Yeah, we've not done it.
Exactly.
We've not done it since. You
could play 3-5-2 or.
Also, I'm pretty sure there's a stat out there that's saying when Edouard and Mateta have played together, I'm sure that we've got more points than losses. No.
Yeah, sure and I think it's a GA of like 11 or 12 goals.
Yeah, it's like a really good in our favour. If we've got those 2 up front together, and then maybe we've got Elise sitting a little bit further back. Like honestly, I wouldn't mind a 4-4-2 in this game.
I just want to highlight this comment. Ollie the Bear, who makes great memes of the club.
The videos
absolutely spectacular. I love him. I love the videos. It says the club has taken my job in making memes because the club has become a meme itself. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but the club did something very, very similar to what Ollie the Bear does, and I was not happy about it.
I haven't actually seen his Luton one yet. I can't lie to you. Or has he made one? I'm sure he has.
Ollie, put it in the chat if you're making a Luton one.
And either way, just keep up the great work. They're hilarious.
They're joke. Even after a bad loss, they're still starting to make you laugh a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
I go back and watch the Watford one with the agent Roy, back when Roy was actually, our secret agent.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But yeah, I'll say what I was gonna say off stream when we're done, because it would get me. It's the biggest pause I probably would get.
Pause yourself before you say it, then.
Yeah.
It's got 9 o'clock anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
9 now.
Fair enough. All right. So bear in mind, this is the biggest pause. Essentially, Roy's lack of experimentation means for the last how many years with Roy Hodgson, Crystal Palace have been stuck in missionary position.
That's a fair point, yeah.
Like
sometimes you've got to whip them over the oven and smack their ass, isn't it?
That's my dad. Oh my god.
Am I not wrong?
You're very wrong. You're disgusting. Disgusting.
You got to change the formation, haven't you?
I think we've realised how JC was made now.
Where is it?
Oh, come on, it's got 9 o'clock now.
Oh my god, how is it?
Chairman, you are a legend.
I'm just gonna move away from the microphone. I can't.
This makes sense.
I'm actually crying.
JC's gonna go off the stream. Mom.
Oh, you know what is? He's just all around me are familiar faces.
Yeah, my glass is steaming up.
I need a minute.
You sick man.
Oh, okay. We're just talking football terms, aren't we?
No.
They're doing something different, isn't it?
Oh, God, stop.
You're making it worse. Wait,
But at least that can't make the blooper show, can it? I mean, it's too early for that, isn't it?
well,
This comment.
Do you know what? If the stream ends here, at least we've ended it on the best high note possible.
can we just can I just say one thing? How did this go from?
1 second, Nikki. I think we need to give him a moment.
How did this go from Nikki saying I'm going to say pause before I say anything to everyone laughing at me because of you?
No, because he said
No, because of you.
No, because he said that Palace is like being in mission with it means it's boring, isn't it? She's always on top. It's boring. So I've got to do something different. Oh, by the way, Newcastle just scored. Anthony Gordon. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
I get
do something different. Experimenting.
I get the analogy,
but
but there's no need for that one thing.
It just came out. I couldn't help it.
Pause.
I couldn't.
Why am I doing it now? Oh no, Rich, help me, please.
Come back. Come back.
No, oh, we're trying that.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Well,
People are gonna watch this
guys,
video
guess
what?
10 minutes of being carnage.
guess what? We're gonna
Oh, no,
we're gonna end this stream on a high note. We're still in 12. We're in 12. Oh, this is gone. This has gone so left.
Left field, isn't it?
JC, you're finished now.
My reputation's gone. I've lost my head, and this has happened in the same stream. That's outrageous.
Hey, yo, fan cams tomorrow are going to be interesting, man.
There ain't no fan cams, there's no way much.
Nah,
Of course.
too dodgy.
Okay. When's Mother's
happy.
When's Mother's Day again? That's gonna be so awkward.
Guys, thanks for watching. We had a good rant. I hope you guys liked it. I'll see you tomorrow for the vlog. Palace Eagles. Goodbye.